Hola mi gente, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sean and this is We Are Investing, a channel that's dedicated in investing and personal finance. Today's video, we are going to do a deep dive in Webull because they just had major updates. The current version is 8.0 and it is jam-packed with new features that are going to help you be a better investor and or trader. So in this video, we are going to go over everything that has been added to Webull, and there is a lot of really good stuff. So this is our topics of discussion. There's going to be a timeline down below, chapters of this video, where you can hop around and see what you want to see. You can jump around this video. You don't need to watch it from start to stop, but if you do, I do appreciate it. But anyways, there are chapters down below. Feel free to skip around as you please. As we proceed through this video, you're going to see all of these features and it might make you want to sign up with Webull, and I don't blame you. If you sign up with Webull through the link that I have down in the video description, and it's also going to be one of the pinned comments, you're going to be able to get this limited time offer. Open up an account with Webull, deposit $100 and you will get 6 free stocks worth up to $12,600 by using that link down below. Some things that we do not cover in this video but have been true for Webull for quite some time now is you get extended hours trading starting at 4 a.m. Eastern Time and ending at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. There's also $0 in commissions for trading stocks and options, and over-the-counter stocks are on their way. You can't trade them yet, but they're coming to Webull. So if you sign up for Webull, please use the link down below in the video description because it will help reward the channel as well. Now, the first thing that we're going to cover are the technical signals updates that Webull has included in this version 8.0. They've included automatic technical signals, they've included designated times, new charting tools, and new time frames as well. The first thing is automatic technical signals, and if you hop into Webull and you take a look at a chart for any stock and you see some of these bubbles, for instance, we have two here. We have a red bubble and a blue bubble. If you click on that, let's do the red one first, you're going to see a technical signal that's already charted in this stock. So for this case, it's an engulfing line and it's bearish. If you were to click on the green one, you would see a bullish technical signal, which is an inside bar bullish. On top of that, if you go to analysts and you go to technical signals down below, you can see some short-term technical signals, some medium-term technical signals, and some long-term technical signals as well. And they will be listed down below, so you can go through technical signals that are already charted in Webull. The next thing that we can take a look at is designated times. So if we take a look at Apple stock and we expand it to get the overall view, we then can click on range, and now we have a go-to function. So for instance, let's say that we wanted to go to April 5th, 2022. We can hit confirm, and what that will let us do is then take a look at the 1 minute chart for that date. So we can go back in time and take a look at candles that are 1 minute candles, 5 minute candles, which we couldn't do before. Another thing that we have is new time intervals. So if we click on that 1 minute and we take a look at our time intervals, Webull now has the 1 second, 5 second, 15 second, and 30-second time interval. So during the day, if you're a day trader, you can take a look at candles that represent 30 seconds. Every other brokerage, pretty much every other brokerage out there, the candles that you're going to be looking at are 1 minute if you're looking at the 1 day, 1 minute chart. In addition to that, there are some new charting tools. So let's say that we wanted to add some charting to this chart. We can click on the drawings function, and now you're going to see that there are text and others. The new ones are measure, drawing tools, notes, text, arrow, rectangle. You can then use that measure tool to see what the drawdowns are. For instance, if I was to click on that spot up there to the bottom, you can see that that's 52 days, which corresponds to 38 bars, and it's a negative 25.99%. So Webull has definitely been adding to their technical signals, to their charting capabilities on that mobile device. And all of this also applies to if you're trading on Webull through a Mac or a PC as well. This version update also includes a lot of updates to options trading, which we are now going to go into in this video. Now, in order to get these options trading features, you're going to have to subscribe to real-time quotes for options. If you don't have it, you're going to have a 15-minute delay and it's not going to let you use these new functions. So to do that, you're going to go to your options chain and down below there's that subscribe button and you're going to subscribe. It's $2.99 a month. Now I primarily trade off of Thinkorswim for my options, so that's why I'm not subscribed. But if you're using Webull as your only brokerage, which is a good brokerage, then I highly recommend you pay that $2.99 a month to get real-time data for options. But if you are set up with that, then the new orders, they're going to be new group orders for options trading, which include a limit plus take profit slash stop loss order, or a market plus take profit, comma, stop loss order. So essentially with these two functions, you can buy an option, set your constraints so that you take a profit or you stop loss out of the trade within that day, so you don't need to watch it for the entire day. You don't need to sit in front of your screen 24/7 monitoring your options trade. Now keep in mind that options only trade during market hours, so any moves that are experienced in after hours trading or pre-market trading, you're not going to be able to stop loss out of those moves or take profits. What the option opens up at in market hours is what you are left with, and then you're going to have to make a decision if it's too cheap to sell, or if it's too expensive, then by all means take the profit. But if you have a stop loss and the stock really tanks in after hours trading, well then you're not going to be able to get out at the price that you wanted to in the first place. Now to set an alert on an option, let's say that you want to buy an option but it's too expensive right now and you want to be alerted when that option hits that price that you like. You don't want to set an order that is just good to cancel, because then you might forget about it, the order might get triggered, and it's not really what you wanted to do anymore. So you can set an alert. When you take a look at the individual option, you're just going to hit that alarm bell down at the bottom, and then you can set an alert. So if the price is above or below a certain price, you can be alerted. If volume or open interest tick up above a certain mark, you can also be alerted. Now Webull is going to alert you with a push notification, so you're going to see it through the notification that the app puts on your phone. Another thing that's being added is this top options, which is shown on the market tab of Webull. You can see that it's going to give you the top options on that day for different criteria. So total volume, total position, the volume, the turnover, the position overall, the position increase, the position decrease, implied volatility. It's going to give you a chart or a table of the top options based on that criteria for the day, so you can quickly search to see which stocks, which options are really moving for a particular day. And then the last thing is you can now screen for options. Now, I personally don't do this. I like screening for stocks and then I will look at options, but you can skip that process and you can go straight to options if you want to. You're going to hit the screener tab, so go to the markets, then click up on the top right to get to the screeners. Then up at the top, there's going to be two tabs. There's going to be stocks and options. You're going to select the options. And then there are criterias here that you can use to set up your scanner for options. You have side, expiration, expiration type, deliverables. You have quotes indicators, which include bid, ask, last price, change percentage, volume, open interest. Then you can also sort through some of the Greeks and probability analysis to try to create a scanner for options. I personally don't use this, but this is a nice function. I know some people who scan for options. For instance, they might look for something that has an expiration that is at most 2 weeks out. They could look for something that has a last price of around $10 or whatever they feel comfortable using for one position. And then they can look for a delta of zero point 0.2 or maybe a delta higher depending on which strategy they're using, to help indicate or help find options that they're willing to sell, or maybe even options that they're willing to buy. And since we're talking about screeners, let's go over the next update, which is the vast or the big improvement that the stock screener function has in Webull, and this is massive. Now, I created a video maybe a couple of weeks ago before Webull really updated their system where we went over how to use the screener. I'm not going to go into that level of detail, but when we made that video, there were some things that we could not do. Well, now we can do a lot of different things, a lot of new things, things that I really do enjoy. There are new technical indicators like the moving average and the RSI, which we can use, and the EMA as well. Classic patterns and candlestick patterns have been added, so you can actually filter through depending on some of those patterns. And they also added an extended hours feature where you can sort through stocks that are moving or decreasing in extended hours as well if you're looking to trade those kinds of stocks at those times. So here we are. These are the scanners that I personally have, and we're just going to look at the new features. So we're going to modify filters. Now, the quotes indicator is unchanged from that video I made. The financial indicators has a lot going for it. I'm not going to modify this, but some of the stuff that we can filter through that we could not use before are like total operating expenses, total assets, total liabilities. For instance, let's say that you want to find a company that has a fortress of a balance sheet. Well, you can filter through total assets that are far higher than total liabilities. You can do total equity, cash flow from investing activities, and cash flow from financing activities as well. You can use these indicators or this criteria to find companies that have high cash flow if that's what you're looking for. Now, the technical indicators, this is where it's really improved. We have the moving average, we have the EMA, we have RSI, and now with RSI, we can set our own number. It's not just overbought or oversold like it was before. So for instance, maybe I'm looking to find a trade where I'm just going to play off of the continuation of the trend. So with a stock with an RSI of 60, it's most likely that it's going to continue on higher until it gets overbought and gets an RSI above 70. So that trade might be less profitable but higher probability. And I can just use that and get into trades that are continuing the trend. I can do that on the flip side as well by being able to pick my own number for the RSI. There are MACD technical signals. You have RSI technical signals. There's so much in here. I definitely recommend you take some time and you mess with this stuff and learn more about it and see what works for you. Then there's also classic patterns. So we can look for stocks that have a double top or a double bottom. We can look for stocks that have a triple bottom or a triple top. These are classic patterns, and we can filter or set up a screener that's looking for these patterns. We can also go off of candlestick patterns. So before, none of this was really provided to us, and now we can look for stocks that have a gap up or a gap down based on some candlestick patterns. Now, these are patterns that have been imported into Webull system. There might be a stock that has a gap up, gap down, but it hasn't been recorded in Webull. Well, then it's not going to show up in your scanner. So the scanner isn't going to be 100% all the time, but it's going to give you a good number of stocks and help cut down time if you're looking for certain candlestick or classic patterns. And then the others function as well is pretty much the same, but I think they added fractional shares. So if you're just looking for stocks that have fractional shares available, you can click that button as well. Now, to look for stocks that are moving in extended hours, in the quotes indicator of the screener, you can hit percent change during extended hours. And let's say you're looking for stocks that have moved more than 5% up or down in extended hours. Well, that's your percent change, and you can create the scanner or screener looking for those types of stocks as well. The next thing that Webull updated was their financial reports. They make it really easy to take a look at a company and see how that company stands financially. So if we take a look at Apple stock and we hit on that company tab, Webull now introduces the financial brief for that quarter. And this is going to be for a lot of stocks. If you click on that financial brief, here's a breakdown of the company's financials. So you can take a look at quarter two performance and its year over year increase for total revenue and earnings per share. You can get this table or this quant rating for the stock as well. And there's just a lot of stuff in here, and it's going to show you how the company stands versus the industry median. And it's just a lot of information really quick to take a look at that wasn't provided by before. This is basically a quick breakdown of the company based on the industry median and how the company is performing on a quarterly basis. Under that same company tab, still looking at Apple, you can see that they have key indicators they added to these, so you can quickly sort through them and see how they're increasing or decreasing, how these indicators are changing on a quarterly basis, or you can do it off an annual basis as well. And it gives you that little bar chart down below to see the progress or how the company is doing over quarterly or an annual basis. Another thing you can do is you can compare one company to a different company. So let's say we want to look at the income statement for Apple. We'll click on income statement, and you can see up at the top left it says income statement and then Apple. Let's say we wanted to compare Apple to Microsoft. So we would search then for that other equity, which is Microsoft, and now you can see how the companies stack up. So Apple has a total revenue of 365 billion, while Microsoft has a total revenue of 168 billion. If we scroll down below and we take a look at net income, we can see that the net income for Apple is 94.6 billion. The net income for Microsoft is 61.27 billion. And if we look at the diluted normalized EPS, we can see that the earnings per share for Apple is 5.61, while for Microsoft it's 8.05. We can quickly look at two companies against each other for the financial reports. This includes the income statement, the cash flow statement, and the balance sheet. Another thing that has been added is a peer comparison. So what we're looking at for Apple are phones and handheld devices. There are 10 total companies, and you can see how Apple ranks against its peers and Apple's ratings against their peers. And this is to be expected because Apple is one of the best companies out there. They rank 1 out of 10. So they're best in class for all of the other companies. If you click on EPS, you can see which stocks it's being compared against. And in my personal opinion, I don't think these are good comparisons. We have EM, NM. I don't even know all these other companies. It's not the best comparisons in my opinion, but at least it gives us that functionality, and maybe over time, these peer comparisons become better. Now switching on over to the analysis tab, if we scroll down, you also have quant ratings, and you can see how the company stacks up on a quantitative basis. And all of these scores are provided by Trading Central. It's just a nice little screenshot to see how the company how the quant rating is for the stock when you consider value, growth, income, quality, and momentum. And then the next thing that Webull has included in this version 8.0 update is the feed tab. So if you go back to the home screen and down below, you will see feeds, and this is basically social media for stocks. This is going to be where you're going to see what people are saying. You're going to see news articles. You're going to just essentially scroll through this. And here you can see we have an article from Benzinga. Here you can see what the most mentioned cryptos have been. Then you also have this person posted a poll 23 hours ago. This is going to be social media for stocks and investing on the Webull application. All right, so that wraps it up for the updates that Webull has included in the application under this version 8.0. Do not forget that if you sign up with Webull, use the link down below so you get 6 free stocks worth up to $12,600 if you create an account with Webull, which is free to do, and deposit $100. And if content regarding the stock market, investing, and trading is what you're looking for, then definitely consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing that bell so that YouTube will notify you when I upload more videos, and hit that like button to help with the YouTube algorithm as well. And real quick, this channel does have a Patreon. When you sign up with the Patreon, you're supporting, but you're also getting access to a private Discord server. It's a chat room of investors and traders, and it's in that private chat room where I notify all members whenever I buy or sell any stock. But outside of that, this video is a wrap. I thank you so much for your time. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. And this is We Are Investing, and together we are invincible. See ya.